Hello, everybody. I just got back from flying a ship. There isn't too many ships out there, and so I decided I better go get it, which I did. So you're just going to lurk a little bit? Okay, I understand. Brenda. Yep, Warren's here. Warren was the first one. I think I got pretty much everything set to fly right now. Hey, Justin. Good morning, Justin.
Morning. What's up?
Another day in paradise, as they say, you know.
Yep. What's up, Brenda Russell?
Oh, yeah, today's your birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Justin. Happy birthday, Justin. Happy birthday, dear Justin. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I missed my birthday call on the radio this morning because I couldn't hear in the back of the bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know, Brenda. It was nice this morning. It was 65 out this morning. Next week it's supposed to be down in the 40s and 50s in the morning, and then like 69, 70 in the afternoon. I'm hoping that's what it is going to be.
So, is the family taking you out to dinner tonight or what?
Nah, I don't have any money until 30th when I get paid again. So we're not doing anything tonight. We're just gonna go do my birthday and our anniversary on the same night at the end of the week,
Oh, okay.
or at the end of next week.
So you don't get paid today?
No, I don't get paid till the 30th.
Oh, okay. So you don't get paid every week.
Nah, it's every 2 weeks.
Here comes Mark.
I mean, I
Mark's
wish I had
probably
the
going to
money to
sing
go
to
out
you
for my
too.
birthday, but
No, he isn't.
What do
Happy
you mean,
birthday,
no,
Justin.
he isn't.
thank you.
Morning, Paul.
Good morning, Mark. But I bet you want to wish Justin a happy birthday.
What's up, Warren?
Already
Yeah, he
done
did.
that. Bloody cold here today.
Warren says you can't have too many birthdays if you have to listen to Paul sing. Thank you so much.
So I took my little bracket broke in the car that holds my one screen up.
Yeah.
So I used some PLA and melted it across the plastic bracket to see if it would hold it. And put a coat of super glue over it, so I'm curious to see if it works. Because I had a couple of rolls of brand new PLA. It's been sitting up in the closet forever. I just took a lighter and melted it onto it and see if it fuses really good. And then after it hardened, I put a little coat of super glue over top of it. I want to see how well that welds the plastic back together, or if that worked at all.
Innovation.
Well, you know, they really haven't come out, honestly, with a good, like, plastic. I don't know, like something to fix plastics really good. Yeah, super glue works, but if there's any stress on it, it will just crack again. Right? Like they
Trouble is
haven't really.
that super glue tends to melt a lot of plastics though as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to come out with some kind of. They might have it. I just haven't seen it. I know they have these things called plastic welders. I don't know exactly how they
Yeah.
work, but they need to make something where you can fuse plastic back together just as good as a factory would be able to do it. You know, like some kind of
Yeah.
product or something. I mean, super glue works good on some plastics. It's just if you put any stress on it, it's just going to break again.
That liquid glue that you can use on glass, where you put it on a crack and it seeps into the crack, that might work.
I don't even know where you buy that at.
A hardware store.
I know the windshield guys use it, but I don't know. I've never seen that in
Yeah.
the store. I'll have to go look and see.
I think you can get
Oh,
it.
yeah, they do. They have the little window fix-it kits you can buy. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how well that stuff works on plastics.
Because that's supposed to work well on phone screens as well.
Oh, like for filling in little scratches and different things like that.
Yeah, if you crack your phone screen, you just put that on, it's supposed to seal it.
Huh. I wonder how well that would work though with the touch screen.
My hardware store gave me this, Justin. They said that'll fix anything. E6000 industrial strength contact adhesive.
Well, because I had to stop at the store and get super glue because I do have super glue, but it's the Gorilla super glue. And when it dries, it's more like rubbery, so it's not hard to like peel off, you know, it doesn't really hold all that great. It's more like a caulking than it is an actual super glue.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I needed
yeah,
actual.
yeah.
So that's why I wanted to try this trick out with the PLA and the super glue, see if it works or not.
Well, you can actually buy the pens that will do that.
Oh, the
I
3D printer pins?
think, yeah, I think David's
Yeah.
used that.
You can buy them off of Amazon. And we've looked at them before. Me and David did. Because he said, I think he said he has one.
Yeah, I'm sure David's used one.
They're supposed to be for like doing art and stuff, but I know people did use them. Some people were using them as like little mini welders for their 3D prints.
Yeah.
But I know when they first came out, they were kind of junk. I'm sure they've probably gotten better over the years.
Mm.
The biggest problem though is when you're using something battery powered like that and small. Like I've seen a lot of battery powered solder guns, and their problem is trying to maintain the heat by being on battery power.
Yeah. Oh, some of the new rechargeable ones are pretty good. I mean, I've got a gas soldering iron
Oh
that
well,
you
yeah.
fill with cigarette lighter fluid.
Oh yeah, gas gets hotter than fucking anything, just
Mhm.
about. And it's very even heat too if it's consistent.
Mm. Well, the gas just heats up the soldering tip. It doesn't actually use the flame to
But
melt the solder. It heats up the soldering tip, and the soldering tip heat melts the solder.
it has some like little mini pilot light in it or something. That's so weird. That's a lot
Yeah,
to compact in a little pin.
only not exactly small. They're about over half an inch in diameter and about 8 inches long, something like that.
Was it for doing like big wiring jobs and stuff?
No, it's more for doing small electronics ones.
Oh, okay.
But there's quite a few of the rechargeable ones now that work pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna bust my soldering gun out and use the tip of that to melt the PLA, but I was like, I'll just fucking hit it with a lighter. I don't give a shit. It's just a test anyway, so.
Go and get my power bank. Battery's low. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it would be nice if they came out with something like a metal welder plastic.
Since your subscription cancellation has been completed and you've acknowledged it, we'll go ahead and close this ticket. If you need any further assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for being with us on Friday, the 24th of October 2025, 33 p.m. Kate Guevara wrote. Thank you so much. On Friday, the 24th of October 2025, at 12:32 p.m., AI Agent wrote. Your subscription.
You get any ships today, Paul?
Just came back from getting one.
Friday, the 24th of October.
There isn't a
Yeah,
lot of
aren't
ships.
you?
There are a lot of ships out there this time of year, and so it was coming upbound, and I thought, oh man, I better go get that.
Well, you're getting close to what, the 1 month or 2 month closure of the
Yeah,
locks?
they close in January, but that's only the locks close. The shipping doesn't close.
Oh, it doesn't close, but you tend to get a lot less ships going through, right?
Yeah, because of the fact that they can't go all the way around, you know.
Yeah.
Let's put it in on
Yeah, I
this
guess Amazon's still having a little trouble with their servers apparently.
Really?
Yeah. They're getting them fixed, but
Back to you, you talked about gluing, so I got this out and gonna glue something. And the very tip of this, I dropped it and this part up here broke right off here.
uh-huh.
So I glued it back in. And what it is, it's a temperature. Digital infrared thermometer.
Okay. Yeah, I got my piece sitting in a clamp right now, holding it together. Let it dry for a couple hours. And I'll try it out when I get back in the car later.
tip.
See if it holds.
And what was it? Something in the car?
Yeah, it was just one of those, so I got one of those Android screens in the car, you know?
Yeah.
And it's one of those like screw-on brackets that you would use for like cell phone holders and shit, you know?
All right.
That little screw part. I was wiping the dash off and I hit the screen and fucking cracked that part. I mean, I have other items in my inventory of shit I got in my room that have those on there. I could find one that would work, but I just wanted to see if I could fix it or not.
You felt like Mr. Fix It today.
Well, I wanted to test that thing out just to see if it would work.
Yeah, and if you want to replace it, if it's something that's come with the car, you usually only get it from a dealer and they cost a fortune.
Yeah, and that's not a dealer product. That's just an aftermarket thing I added in the car. So
All right.
I already have like an 8-inch or 9-inch screen in the dash, but the maps are a little outdated because Ford doesn't update them anymore. And I've already done the bypass where you could update them, but they only have them updated till 2020.
All
Because
right.
there's a program you can download and you can put it on a thumb drive and then it will bypass Ford's shit and update the maps for you.
Yeah.
And I've already done that, but it only updated to 2020 is the farthest that third party company has done, or that
All right.
program has updated them to. So and since there's so much new building going on around here, the maps on the car dash don't work very well. So
Well, you got CarPlay.
no, not in that car. No, it didn't. That was 2016. So
Right.
not all the cars had that back then.
No.
And a
No,
lot of
I'm
the new cars aren't using Apple Play now or the Apple Play Connect or whatever it's called.
yeah,
I
they
guess,
charge the car companies for it.
well, not only that, but 14, the 14 major car manufacturers in the US, only 4 of them are using it right now because apparently it hijacks their system.
Huh.
It wants to take over the cars like systems and certain systems in the car. And the car manufacturer's like, no, we're not doing that. Like, you can't have your shit taking over stuff in the car. And so a bunch of them stopped putting it on their infotainment centers now because of it.
Because I know Maria's X Trail doesn't have it on the Bose system she's got in it, but you can buy a circuit board that you can plug in to the. You have to take the screen off, take the metal plate off, plug in a ribbon cable in 2 places, and then stick a circuit board to the back of the metal plate once you put it back on. And it will then turn your radio into an Android tablet.
Yeah, there's a little device you can that you can buy that you can hook up to your radio. It's like a little box
Yeah.
that you can run to the radio. It does the same thing, but they're like $200. They're fucking expensive. And that screen only cost me like $30. So it's like, I don't want to spend $200 on a device. And I was like,
Boone, stop.
oh yeah, because what it does is it also overrides all the CarPlay shit too, so you can actually watch like Netflix and shit on your stereo
Yeah.
on the actual infotainment center. Because like the Android uh version of that, it doesn't allow you to like pull up YouTube or anything like that. You can only pull up like YouTube Music and a couple other things, and that's it.
Mm. It's felt a bit of rain before, but it seems to have stopped now.
That's like when I got my stereo installed years ago. I had one of those really cool stereos where it would come out and the 7-inch screen would flip up. Remember
Oh
those
yeah,
were real popular?
I had one of them in the Shogun, and it had a TV aerial for it as well, so you could actually watch TV on it.
Yeah. It would use your car antenna as the antenna.
No, it had a separate aerial that stuck onto the windscreen.
Oh, the one I had, it had a splitter in it, and you could put it on there, and then it would use the antenna on the car if you were watching TV. But I had the guy install it, and I told him, I said, I don't want that bullshit on there where I'm driving down the road and it won't let me like put something on the screen, like because there's
Yeah,
a safety device in there. So he turned it off for me, so I didn't have to worry about that. Because like
yeah,
I wasn't watching movies and shit going down the road, but if I had somebody in the car with me and they wanted to watch something, I didn't mind it, you know. Not like I was
yeah.
sitting there staring at it driving down the road. Because I had that and a 10-inch screen installed in the back, and we were going on a long road trip across the United States. And I told him, I said, I want to be able to use both screens while we're driving, so the passenger can watch a movie, you know.
Yeah.
Now Sarah's in the chat. She tried calling me or something. I didn't have my phone on me.
Sarah called you?
I was outside here.
10 degrees today, which is 51, but it says it feels like 6. It's trying to rain. I'm going to take these inside.
Fucking Matt.
Oops. Okay.
The gas is going down.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it was 274 earlier. And I got a promotion in my Wawa app. I can go get 30 cents off a gallon. Just pretty
Really?
good. Yeah, that's not bad. Because normally at most places you only get like 5 or 10, maybe 15 cents. But they're offering me a 30 cents off if I use my card at the pump. So I don't need gas right now, but I can use that later on. I don't have to use it now. So yeah, it got down to 274 the other day. Then it went back up to 289 and then it went back down again. It's been hovering between there, between like 290 and 270. So, and it's dropping. The estimate it's going to drop down close to $2 there pretty soon.
And JDS,
JDS.
Sarah.
Up JDS, but it's also Florida's not really a high tax on gas state, like some other states. They tax the living shit out of gas.
Are you not looking at the chat, Justin? Sarah says, Justin Thomas.
Yeah, I just called her on the phone.
Right.
That's what I was doing. Because I was
He's a
out.
golfer.
I was out in
Justin
the
Thomas.
I was out in the backyard, so I didn't hear my phone ring. I didn't have it on me.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the chat, so. And she put birthday decorations all over my desk and everything. Tell these
Man,
people. Do I?
Hey, Warren. I was going to say, Warren, even Paul singing happy birthday is better than having Art do it.
Yep.
With his Art, with his flaming hedgehog puppet. He keeps putting shorts on singing happy birthday to people when it's their birthdays.
Oh, I'll have to get a hold of Art and tell him to do one for Justin.
I'll kill you.
Right, Justin?
No.
No.
You see all these people bitching online about their EBT being canceled in November?
No.
Government shutdown. Yeah, and then these fucking women get on there fucking, and this is their exact words. The taxpayers have to pay for my kids. This is bullshit. The fuck I do? I better take your ass to work. One lady said, I got 12 kids. What am I supposed to do? Close your fucking legs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's a few of those baby factories out there.
And now they're starting to kick people out of Section 8. They say, no, this is temporary. This is what it was originally designed for, temporary housing. You're not to live off of it forever. So now all these people are online bitching because they're getting evicted out of their houses in the next 3 months. It's like, oh, well, you figure it out then. Everybody else does. I don't know why you'd want to live in Section 8 anyway. It's fucking horrible. Section 8 is trash, man. I don't know how anybody would want to live there unless that was their last resort.
Well, it's supposed to be a last resort, and a lot of people just use it for an excuse to for they don't have to worry about anything.
And then one lady was on there, oh, I'll go, and you best believe the minute they cancel his food stamps in November, I'm going to robbing the store. Yeah, post that all online, you dumbass. Fucking idiots, man, I swear. Nothing like when a criminal posts what their entire game plan online for you. Makes it real easy for the authorities.
Crazy. But that just goes to prove, Justin, that the world isn't the same way it used to be.
No, it's exactly the same as it's always been with the government assistance. It's just now they're getting the boot off of it,
Here comes
and
Draymond.
they're pissed off about it because now there's minimum work requirements. Now you have to do.
Good morning,
Like-
Dre.
Like I understand if you're disabled, you have a disabled child, you're an elderly person, that I get. Those people, I hate to see them suffer, and I feel bad for the kids because they didn't ask to be born into that bullshit. But there's no excuse to say you got 12 kids by 12 different dads, and it's taxpayers' job to pay for their food and your housing.
Well, and the thing of it is, instead of acting grateful, they just make the statement that, well, the government's going to have to pay for it. That's all.
And then they're all pissed off about the new work requirements. So you have to do a minimum 20 hours a month at least.
And I think you can do that as a volunteer too, can't you?
I think it has something to do with volunteer hours. What's up, Dre?
Draymond, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you guys doing?
Hey, another
Good.
day in paradise on Friday here. It's a whopping 41 degrees, but it's bright sunshine.
We're going to hit 87 here in Southern California.
Justin, I think, what did you have this morning? Like 70 degree
No,
weather?
it was 60. It was 64 when I got up.
64.
Mm.
Next week it's supposed to be down in the 40s and 50s in the morning, and then in the high 60s, low 70s during the day.
West of
Really
me,
real
they were
nice.
calling for a freeze and a snow warning.
Hmm.
Like right now, it's 71.
We've got 51. That's as high as it's getting today.
Yeah, like next week we're all 50s in the morning. It looks like that's what they're estimating, and then like some are high 60s, and then some of them are low 70s. Which is
Just give
good.
you a little information on Section 8 there, Justin. Section 8 is not just public housing, as you may think it is. People who live right next door to you could be on Section 8 and you never know it.
Oh, I'm talking about the Section 8 apartment complexes and shit.
Well,
I
I
wouldn't
just
wanna live in
want to say that Section 8 covers a wide variety of situations to where the government pays 80% of the rent of the place, and you may only have to cover it 20%. It's usually standard. But I said, a lot of places do have we more commonly call them the projects, which are obviously, government housing and so forth. But you have people who are moved into middle class neighborhoods on Section 8, and you'll never know it.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they started doing that too because of they were kind of trying to spread out people so there wasn't so much concentrated like crime
Yeah,
and
well, it goes back
stuff
to
like that.
Having affordable housing for people, and this is how you integrate people into different communities. And like I tell a lot of people, our system is broken and always has been broken, probably since, in the beginning, welfare itself was like a payday loan program. You would get money from the state, and then you would pay it back when you got work again. And it's still that way in a certain sense when they talk about husbands got to pay back child care and all that kind of stuff and everything else. But when you start making rules that there can't be no man in the house, all that kind of stuff, which started occurring around the '60s, then you start seeing the elevation of single family households and everything
Yep.
else. And like I said, that defeats the whole purpose. Now, the way I view it as if you trying to help a family, they a family, you just go ahead and support them until they wean themselves off. Now, there's always a monitoring system that you can have to see if people are trying to get off the system or not. But my thing is, if they're working or trying to work, you just reduce the level of support.
Yeah.
But the problem is our system is all or nothing. If you don't work, we'll give you all the support and yada yada yada. If you go get a job, then they want to cut you off, and I said, then they're right back where they're at before. So the problem is people thinking is, well, it does not help me to go get a job if I lose all these benefits and stuff.
Right.
And it's just crazy. It's
But they
like,
get entitled too. That's why I said, if you
yeah,
see
oh yeah,
some of these
people
videos,
I tell
it's
you, Justin,
insane.
I've been in households, 3 generations in one house. The grandmother, the daughter, and the granddaughter all on welfare in one house.
hmm
And I can
Oh,
say it becomes a generational entitlement at mindset, I should say. And that's sad. And
yeah,
like you
because
say,
that
everybody
that
talk about, oh, the government's going to take care of me. The government should not be in the business of babysitting or taking care of adult people. You should be trying to encourage them to get off the system.
well, it's like the term they've been
Mhm.
using lately. It's supposed to be a safety net, not a hammock.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That, America has, it's probably one of the few countries. I mean, there's others that have their own programs, but America has the most extensive safety net program than anywhere else on the planet. And then you see Americans point fingers at other countries and wonder why people live in the conditions they live in. I say because those countries don't have the safety nets that we have. It's either sink or swim in a lot of
Yeah,
the
because
places around the world.
that one girl, like, she straight got on there and she said it's the taxpayer's job to
Yeah, see,
pay
that's
for
that.
my 12 kids. I said, what?
Yeah, that's that mindset. That's like, and I guarantee you, if you had a chance to talk to that person, she probably came up in the system.
And like,
Probably.
look, I've been on food, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been on food stamps a few times over the years, but
Mm-hmm.
it was temporary, just for a couple of months at a time,
Mm-hmm.
just to help out a little bit, and
Yeah.
then that
But
was it.
like I say, for some people, it is a mindset, and most of the time, those people were born into the system.
And you know what's crazy, Dre, is it used to be very like embarrassing when you were on food stamps, but it's like glorified now.
Mhm.
Well, see and that's part of the government's problem is that they want to take away the stigma. I said, no, dude. Sometimes that's what you need for people to motivate them to get off of it. You need something to motivate people to get off the system. And not now they walk around with Visa cards and crap, and they put everything on one card. So make it look like they got an ATM card. They
Yeah,
put
because when
their
they
welfare
swipe it, it will
money and
say,
food stamps all on the ATM card.
yeah, because it will say when you swipe one of those cards at the thing, it will say food or cash,
Yeah.
and that's your food benefits and your cash benefits if you get cash assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And the
And
cash
see,
assistance isn't even
the thing
regulated
that burns
either.
my hide is when I see convenience stores and fast food places talking about we accept EBT.
Yep.
I'm like, that is the biggest BS I've ever seen, dude. I said, once again, you're enabling these people who want to stay on the system because now they can spend this money just like everybody else, anywhere, anyway, anyhow. And I said, you're not motivating these people to get off the system. I said, what is the benefit of being able to walk in a 7-Eleven and buy something there because 7-Eleven might have a one row of canned soup and other things that they said not, it's supposed to be food you have to take home prepare. But the people walk in there and they buy from hot dogs and sodas and all that kind of crap that is not stuff you need to take
Well-
home prepared.
And this is what's crazy, right? And I've said this before is you could walk into Walmart and you weren't allowed to buy a hot rotisserie chicken, which I think is okay because that's a dinner and you
Mhm.
could buy some sides for it. That wasn't okay, but you could buy fucking candy and soda and chips.
And that's my point. Like I
And it
say,
didn't make any
you're not
sense.
it's supposed to be stuff that you're supposed to be able to take home. And that's what I said, the rotisserie chicken, all that kind of stuff goes to the thing that's been pre-prepared. That's not what that program is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about you buying canned goods, long-term storage stuff, and you're supposed to be able to fix it at home.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying I could get more on board somebody buying a rotisserie chicken for their family
Yeah,
than I could a bag of
I get
fucking
what you're saying,
Reese's.
but I mean that's the way
You
the
know?
rules of the program used to be, and now they've changed it where they can walk in and buy, like I say, you go to 7-Eleven buying hot dogs and pizza slices.
Oh yeah, you know how 7-Eleven was getting around the whole hot food thing around here. They
Mhm.
were you would buy the pizza cold, but then they would heat it up for you for free.
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
would
that
buy
now
it
they
cold,
outright,
swipe your card, and then they
yeah,
would put it.
they outright just buy the slices or whatever else. And I mean, I see that fast food places, man. Oh, we accept EBT. I'm like, what the heck is that? That's just blatant doing it not the way the program should have been intended for.
Oh
I
no,
mean,
it's
I
a,
remember my
the
days as
whole
a cop
program don't make damn
going
sense.
to people's places, man, and we get a welfare check call, and we would go there, and I would see families just nothing in the fridge, man, little kids in the house, nothing to eat. And I remember I'd done at least 2 or 3 times where I would go to the store and buy some rice, some beans, maybe a pound or two of hamburger meat, and some milk and cereal, and take it back to that family and say, here you go, this should last you a week and stuff. Just trying
Well,
to basically feeling sorry for the kids, man, because the kids got nothing.
and that's why I said I feel bad for the kids that were born into these families that are doing this because it's not their fault.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to kind of force a parent's hand and say either you got to fucking get out and get a job,
Mm-hmm.
or you're going to have to figure something out. And unfortunately, the kids are a byproduct of that. Unfortunately,
Yeah. I mean, it's a long list of issues because like the parents say, if I go out and get a job, I don't have anybody to watch the kids, which is obviously a deal thing to deal with. Because now you got child care issues, and that's sad. You know. So I mean, I get it to some point why people say, well, they got to take care of me because I don't have no child care, so I can't go work. Who's gonna watch my children?
yeah, but it's like going back to what you said. It's too much incentivizing of being single moms
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because it's a way higher majority of single moms than single
Yeah.
dads.
Well, I say single parent because there are some men who are there raising kids, and same thing. They were the same thing. They
Right.
have no child care, everything else, so they got to sit at home.
There is a higher percentage, I'd have to say, of
Oh
women
yeah, oh
doing
yeah.
that though.
I mean, it's primarily geared towards taking care of women and making sure children are provided
Yeah,
for.
they broke up the nuclear family by.
Yeah, and that's why I said that all started right around the 1960s, and it's been going ever since. I think it was back in the 50s. They included uh, qualification point of disabled children. And then I think the 70s, they amended it again to include disabled adults, you know, and so I mean, so in other words, they've been revising the program. It originally was started from the federal level back in 1932, I think it was. It was called the Relief Construction Act, 1932, Emergency Relief Construction, because there were certain states, not all states, there were just certain states that were giving out, like I said, it was like a payday loan type program where they would give people who were like, right after the depression hit, and before that, they would give people money to get them by. And then when they got work, they had to come back and pay it, the money they got. And a classic example of that is the movie Cinderella Man. Have you ever watched that?
Hmm.
With Russell Crowe?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
it.
Russell Crowe was a famous boxer back in those days, and he was riding high on a hog, and he lost everything during the Depression, and he actually had to go get money from the state of New York to take care of his family, and standing in line at the docks trying to get work every day. And when he got a little money, he had to go pay it back. But that's how the system initially started. And it wasn't every state, not until the federal government got involved did it include all 50 states, not 50 states, but lower 48 states and stuff. I don't know what Alaska and Hawaii ever did on their situation, but Hawaii didn't become a state until what, 59, 60, something like
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, so it was yeah, that's how initially started as a payday loan type deal, and it just has escalated ever since. Just like Social Security, it was there initially for one purpose, and now it has ballooned into something totally different than what it started off to be.
Oh yeah, because now they do, that's what you file for if you're on disability, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does a bunch of different things. It used to just be for retirement when you hit
Yeah,
a certain age.
right.
You
And
paid
that was
into it.
another safety net program because as a result of the depression, when banks were all shut down and stuff, people lost whatever little bit of money they had, and there was no way to get it back. So Social Security was developed after the crash of 1929 to provide a safety net for people who work. And like I say, everybody don't work at great jobs. There are people who worked all their lives with no medical benefits and everything else, and Social Security is all they have. Period.
And then none of these people are getting any sympathy online. I'll tell you, there was that one girl was complaining
Of
how she
course.
had 6 or 7 kids
Yeah.
and she hasn't had a job in 14 years and she's been living
Hmm.
Section 8 the entire time.
Yeah.
And she said, I shouldn't have to go out and get a job. That's stupid.
Yeah. See,
And I'm
like I
like,
said,
what?
that's that mindset, dude. I mean, she's been in the system so long, probably grew up in the system, and feel like this is normal. For her, that is normal. I can say if they dig in that girl's background, I guarantee you it is something she has grown up in and been a part of and think this is part of normal life where she lives.
Yeah, and they gave her a 2 month a warning that she was going to be kicked off of Section 8 because
Hmm.
she's able to work, she's able bodied.
Yeah.
And they said, no, you got 2 months to figure it out, and then you're out.
And having, I mean, it's having multiple kids. I mean, she said she had 6 kids,
7.
7 kids. They tell how old they were?
No, she didn't go into detail on that.
Yeah.
She just said
I'm
I
just
had
saying,
7
you had
kids.
7 kids. Somebody's got to be at least over 15 years old.
Oh yeah, because she said she had been in public housing for 14 years.
Yeah.
So
So
a
I'm
couple of
just
her
I'm just
kids are
saying that,
probably close to adult
there
age.
you have a built-in child care scenario there that somebody you can get a job doing something in on the hours that the other older child could be watching the younger one.
And then there's the now I do like how they're forcing them to have to work. Like they're
Yeah,
saying, you have to work minimum 20 hours a week or it was it 20 hours a week.
yeah,
And
yeah. I don't have no
what
problem
that's
with that.
and what's going to happen with that is now their benefits are going to get cut down because they're working and getting paid for that 20 hours. And
Hmm.
then they're going to have to end up getting a 40-hour job,
Yeah,
40-hour a week job.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That should have been the motivation, the incentive before. I said, okay, you get a little job, we'll reduce your benefits because your job should be paying you X, Y, Z. You show proof that you're working, and we'll reduce your benefits based upon how much you're making, and go from. But the problem is, like I said, that mindset. They's like, well, if I sit home and don't work, I get more stuff, and I got more time on my hands to do whatever I want to do.
And now
No
Florida's
accountability.
doing where you have to be searching for a job now
Yeah,
while
like I
you're on
say,
it.
the problem is no accountability has been the problem in the past. Good morning, Sunstar and everybody else who's in here. Yeah, and like I say, it's a mindset, dude. It had nothing to do with like I say, we all understand if you have maybe a special needs child and things like that, we can have a little sympathy for that area that yeah, you need extra care for that
Right. And that,
situation.
that that's in like elderly people, like those are the type
Yeah.
of people I don't have issues with,
Well, like
but
I
it's
say,
like,
there's even programs now that if you are the primary caretaker for someone who is elderly, you can get paid for that. They got programs for that. You can be paid if you are the primary caretaker of someone who qualifies for a caretaker.
They call it elder
Right.
care, right?
Yeah, it's like an elder care program. It's like
Well, each state would
we're
probably
going
be a
for
little
fall here
different.
probably in the next year, so don't worry about it.
Mm. Yeah, we have that. It's called carers allowance, and I think it's £333 a month.
Yeah, and like I say, it could be a family member or it could be somebody outside the family that is, taking care of that individual. Because, like I say, in-home care for elder person is super expensive if you go through the
Oh,
regular channels of an actual medical person to be somebody's caretaker.
oh
It
yeah,
is
you're
super
talking
expensive.
hundreds of thousands a year, probably.
Yeah,
Mind
Yeah.
you, for that £333 a month, you're supposed to work as a carer for a minimum of 39 hours a week.
hmm
Well, and the one argument that they keep saying is that Trump's cut it off, and it's like, no, it's because of the government shutdown.
hmm
That has to do with the Senate.
yeah.
They don't want to sign off on it because they want a bunch of money for illegals to have free insurance. The Republicans aren't budging on that.
And
So,
that's a misnomer also. I mean, there are certain states, California being one of them, that put money aside for immigrants, but it's not the federal money. And
right,
that's what people don't, they want
because
to
you're not
conflate that.
technically eligible for federal programs. So the
Yeah, they're not,
states, certain
because there's a
states will
law
do
that
it.
states that they're not eligible for the federal funding, but the individual state themselves have something that's that state's issue.
But the
But like
thing
I said,
is
that's when they come up and you hear the politicians talking about, oh, they just want money for. I said, no, and I keep saying it is a federal law that immigrants do not qualify to get those benefits. So if a state is providing those benefits, it can't be from federal money.
right. And so that's what I'm saying is like, and right now, that's just a standoff between them
Yeah,
over that
but like I said,
particular
it's the
issue.
rhetoric they use to bolster their position.
But Trump doesn't have
Either
nothing to do
side.
with that because he can't tell them to vote on it. If they don't want to vote, they don't want to vote on it.
Yeah,
The Democrats are going to do what they want at the end of the day. So,
yeah. Well, everybody's going. I mean, Trump, like I say, he's the leader of the GOP, and if he don't feel like talking about it, can't nobody else talk about it. Simple as that.
well, I'm saying as far as his side goes on the government, they've already all signed off on the budget. They're ready to go.
Yeah,
It's just they're not budging on what the other side wants.
right.
And then now they're not
And
signing
like I
off
say,
on it.
and tell you the truth, unless something drastic starts happening, which I mean, there are depends on who you are and where you're at in life. Things are already starting to turn drastic, but for the overall majority of the country, this could hang out. I'll put it out here. I say by the time Thanksgiving come around, oh, there's gonna be something's gonna happen.
Some
When
billionaire
find out they
yesterday.
can't go get turkeys and stuff like that, it's gonna get ugly.
Well, and I commented on somebody's post about that. What am I going to do for the holidays? Well, you don't need the holidays to live if it's push to comes to shove.
No, it's not a requirement, but we know
No,
you and I both know the temperament of this country when it comes to certain holidays. You don't fool with Thanksgiving, you don't fool with Christmas, and
right.
all that kind of good stuff. Those are the two major holidays you don't fool with. You know, we can do other things for other holidays and all that kind of stuff, but those are two main ones where people associate with being, I would say, living in the best country on the planet, per se, as being Americans. Other places don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but it is a staple in American society and stuff. Christmas is global. Secular or religious purposes, it is a global recognized holiday. And regardless of how you feel about it, like I say, from a secular standpoint, from a religious standpoint, it is widely recognized, and we associate that here in America as being with family, all that kind of stuff, having big meals and everything else. And when people don't have no money to go make these meals, all this kind of stuff, that puts pressure on politicians.
Right.
And that's why I'm saying that, by Thanksgiving, is going to be a real tipping point. because we're already at, Halloween. Ain't nobody Halloween was never really a big deal. It's more like a kids thing, so they don't care.
Well, and I don't think as many kids go out and trick or treat anymore either.
Yeah, I can say it's like I say it's a holiday that it was always about the kids type thing. But wait and let this thing linger on about another 2.5, 3 weeks. We right around the corner for Thanksgiving and see how the attitudes start changing one way or another.
Oh yeah, because Halloween's one of the big holidays that we don't take any time off for, like they
Right,
do with
but
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving we
Christmas,
do.
right?
Well,
So
it's not.
nobody wants to be sitting around
Yeah.
Thanksgiving looking at each other talking about what we're gonna have this year. We're gonna have a casserole.
Hey, Brenda. Right. Dre, I'm going to stop you a minute because I want to just go back to that point where I came in. Now, you know I'm not one for nitpicking, and you know I'm not one for causing arguments. And it is Justin's birthday,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still going to... I'm going to book the trend. Justin, you're wrong.
What?
You said
Okay.
you can live without holidays.
Oh yeah,
You're
You
wrong.
don't need it.
You're 100% wrong.
Why? I said it's not a
Holi-
necessity to.
Okay, public
continue your life.
holidays. Okay, public holidays are based around certain events. They're also timed, so like Christmas is not actually Christmas; it's moved earlier in the year, earlier in its cycle than where it should be. Okay, and the reason to do that is your mental health. So you do need holidays to live, because without public holidays and times to celebrate and times to have family time, your mental health would deteriorate very quickly that you wouldn't be able to live.
Oh yeah.
And on that note, I'll go back to being quiet. Happy birthday, Justin.
Yeah, and as far as the money that you get paid as a carer, it works out at £2 an hour.
Mhm.
Are you on about you being Kate's carer?
No, we were discussing
Over
elder
there.
Social.
elder care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like social
And
programs.
people
I was gonna
needing to
say,
work, and
because
these are different people who qualify for different government assistance program.
Yeah, I was just
the
saying.
money, so
over
the
it,
money
yes.
Laura gets paid for
Mhm.
caring, right?
For care
Is
less, you mean?
zero. Yeah, it's £0 per hour, right? Because this is how our government works. They go, oh, we can pay carers £80 a week and they'll do all the caring and we don't have to fund it and so on. And they give Laura £80 a week. And then they go and look at my money and they go, you've got an extra £80 a week coming in for Laura. We're taking it back off your other money.
Yeah, that's what
So-
we were talking
Yeah,
about. We were talking
Yeah.
about the same thing about how
Yeah.
they should be. Justin and I were saying that they should be calculating if you are making such XYZ dollars, it should be reduced off the benefits. Now, not your benefits as the one being the carer, the one who needs the care, but if Laura was getting additional money for whatever program she may be on, if she's making money taking care of you, her other benefits should be reduced.
Well, it don't
Well,
work that because they
Doesn't work.
class low income. And
Right,
if you're
so it
on
doesn't-
low income, you can actually get that topped up by universal credit.
Yeah. So what happens is me and Laura get a set amount a month from Universal Credit, ESA, and I get a set amount from PIP. PIP is for me, even though we use it between us, it's literally for my health conditions and what I need.
That
My
stands for
universal,
personal
my
independence.
universal, yeah. So my universal credit is supposed to cover me and Laura, and then the ESA, which I don't know why I'm on because they moved me off ESA to universal credit, back to ESA and universal credit because they're assholes. Yeah, is for me because I'm not allowed to work.
Mm-hmm.
So they give Laura £80, right? But because Laura lives with me, we're penalised they take that £80 back. It's like,
Mhm.
here's £80, but we're taking it off David. Go away.
Yeah,
Right?
Well,
So,
because you're providing boarding for Laura.
well, no, she's my partner. But
David,
Right. No,
I
no, no.
know what you're saying, what your living situation is, but they look at it as you being a separate entity and Laura being a separate entity, not combined together.
no, because if they did that, then because my benefits are not, or they are means tested in a work related situation, but they're not means tested in a benefit related setting. So basically, if Laura was to move out,
Mm-hmm.
right, this is how stupid the benefit system is. So Laura moves out and gets her own place. She doesn't live with me, but she's still my carer. She would get exactly the same amount of money I get
Mm-hmm.
for the two of us for her being single. I
Mm-hmm.
would get exactly the same amount of money we get as a couple for being single.
Mm-hmm.
She could still claim that £80 a week for being my carer.
Yeah,
And it
that's what I'm
doesn't come
saying.
off
Because
my
now,
money then.
yeah, like I said, because then they have to calculate that she has to get her own room and board. She's got to
Yeah.
survive, and she's also being paid to be your care. So the trick is y'all get married, but then move out. She move out, get her own place.
But that's why the benefit system is completely and utterly messed up over here. Right?
Yeah,
This is why rents are going through the roof, because people know you get more money living apart than you have living together. And I reckon around 30% of properties over here are actually non-living properties. It's where couples are claiming separate benefits, but are still living together under one house. Again, it's
Yeah.
benefit fraud. Yeah. But
Yeah, well, that's what Justin and I were talking about. The system here is how they have pretty much forced the man out of the household primarily, and you have a majority of single parent household, regardless of man taking care of kids or primarily
Yeah.
mostly women taking care of children, and this is how that whole mindset becomes. Okay, I'm still having kids, but I don't have no man in my technically in my life or in my home, but I'm still pop out a kid every couple of years.
yeah. That's why the benefit system needs to change. It needs to go to a system where everybody is paid the same, right? So if you're unemployed, you're entitled to the same amount as per person, not a couple, right? And then everybody's got their own money. That, in its sense, would stop a domestic abuse situation, because a lot of the time, domestic abuse victims can't leave because they can't afford to leave. And we already know that domestic abuse is higher in families where the benefit system is there because of that reason, and because one person controls the money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it happens
everyone,
over here.
so they should say, okay, Laura's entitled to X amount, David's entitled to X amount.
Mhm.
Right? The only extra money that should be given then is if Laura's a carer, then she should get extra. And obviously the extras I get for being disabled. Right? That way it would stop people, claiming extra money for being over there, being in. Like I said, why should people get £600 a month as a single person when a couple only gets the same amount? Yeah, because as a couple, we have higher bills. Our electric's going to be higher. There's two people using the electric, not one.
Well,
Yeah?
David,
But also, I also think the carer system needs to be changed because it's stupid. Now, Laura does a lot for me with my seizures, but she doesn't do a lot more for me than, say, someone that's, getting palliative care, or someone that's in a wheelchair, or someone that's on dialysis all the time. Someone that needs the butt wiping all the time, like Justin. He's
Fuck off.
getting old now. He's going to retirement home. We're booking it.
oh
Yeah.
man, I
so,
want Sarah heard
so
that
what I'm
one.
saying is, so carers should be paid for what you do, because some people get £80 a week. They don't even live with a person, but they still get £80 a week, and all they do is they go round and go, "You want a cup of tea?" Spend 5 minutes chatting and fuck off.
Well,
Why
so
should
what
they
you're
get
saying,
instead-
what you're saying is that Sarah should be getting paid for being Justin's caretaker.
I'm fucking in this
Yeah,
live stream
care
right
in the
now.
community. It's called care. Paul, it's called care in the community. So what I'm saying is, those people, okay, they are doing something. They're checking on the person. They're doing something. Why should they get £80 though? If somebody at the other end of the scale is there 24/7, they're having to feed the person, they're having to change machines, they're having to set things up, stuff that hospitals should be doing that would, in a hospital setting, it would cost them what, £4,000 or £5,000 a month, right?
Mhm.
Why
Yeah.
should they still get 80? Why should they only get
Yeah,
£80?
you're talking
if they're
about
doing all
getting
that
paid
work?
on the level of work you have to do for the
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, I mean, that's your government system. So that like I said, we know the systems are never going to benefit the individual totally. We know
Well,
that.
Now,
don't forget, David, that carer is supposed to do 39 hours a week minimum.
35.
No, it's 39 now.
No, it's 35. It's set
Whatever,
in
you
stone,
guys are arguing
35.
over 4 hours.
39.
Because
No. I can assure you.
39.
No, I
We've
can
just
assure
built-
you, we have
Right,
just
it's
had.
between them now.
Right, wait up. We've
We
just
just
had the
built
carers
farming
assessment for Laura. She has to do 35 hours a week. And the piss take was they sat with Laura and said, "You need to tell us exactly what you're doing." And Laura went, "Well, I can't guarantee 35 hours a week because some weeks he has a lot of seizures, other weeks he has one or two. Yeah. How do I dictate how many hours I do?
Well, I don't know.
She has to
if they
control my
should only
medication. She has to.
count the time of your seizures, but like I say, she cooks, she
35 hours.
cleans. I mean, to me, Laura has a jail sentence taking care of your ass.
She's on standby. Yeah?
Well, I just want to ask the question: where did you get that Laura cooks? Laura doesn't cook; she cremates.
Whatever you want to call it, you eating it.
No, I don't. That's the point, right? I cook my own food. Laura supervises,
Whatever
right?
works.
But the system still stinks. That, like I said, Laura.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what Laura gets. I'm not happy that every year Laura's money goes up and my money goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's wrong. It doesn't make sense. But then they're on the news going, "We're paying carers more money." Yeah, but the fucking poor disabled person is going to get to that point, yeah, where Laura gets all the money and I get fuck all.
I don't know how they can call £2 an hour more money.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hey,
but the
Justin.
point is,
It
the system's not geared up correct.
Well,
It's
David,
geared
you're
up-
not going to solve the system unless you go get involved in the system.
Hmm?
You got to
not
go
getting-
out and run for office.
Whoa,
That's
whoa,
what
whoa,
you
whoa, whoa. Paul, if I became Prime Minister, right, I'm on the world stage, stood next to Donald Trump, and I have a seizure. I'm
You
fucking
took the words
doomed.
out of my mouth, David.
I'm doomed, right? Because Donald Trump's going to be like, "Get up, you knob."
No, I just said the BBC would probably have the highest ratings ever if you were on TV and had a seizure. That'd be by one of the most replayed episodes of anything.
Exactly. The benefit system is geared up for promoting domestic abuse. It's also geared up for helping people commit benefit fraud and forcing them to commit benefit fraud. Do I condone what they do? No, but it's legal what they do.
Hmm. Dusty, you
No.
still there?
Yeah,
Justin,
How old are you today?
40.
Okay, yeah, you same age as my oldest. He turned 40 last month.
big 4-0.
The difference is, Dre, your son's 40 and capable. Justin's 40 and he's going in a senile detention centre for a while. I've just got to arrange it with Sarah.
All right, that's enough out of you.
Yeah, I love you, Justin. You bitch.
Yeah, I got
You
a
do,
message
you-
from Matt this morning,
Yeah.
promptly telling me happy birthday and calling me a cunt.
Yeah, that's because he's lived in the UK for a while. You're not going to get away from the British humour just because it's your birthday.
Mhm. I would say
Like
happy
they say-
birthday, my
like-
son.
Like they say over here, if we're not abusing you, we don't like you. If we're abusing you, we love you.
Yeah. Like I say,
And
dude,
that's in
your
a
system just
comical
mirrors.
sense. I don't mean abusing in slapping and punching sense.
I can tell you that your system just mirrors our system to a certain extent. That when you're at that level of the economic ladder, uh, there is no real way to move up out of it unless you decide to do something abnormally. But basically, you have to win the lottery. You have to invent something. You have to do something that is outside the norm to
Yeah.
get up out of that situation.
Yeah, if you're on benefits, you're literally stuck. I
Yeah.
just don't agree with the fact. You know, if Laura was to leave me, right? Just say, example, she got up today, said, "There, you know what, David, you're having too many seizures. Fuck off, I'm done with this shit. See ya," and walked out the door. She loses that 80 quid straight
Mhm.
away. But she then has to claim for benefits, but she can't claim benefits until she's got a secured property,
Mhm.
right? So she's going to go back to her mum's. Then they're going to say, well, her mum's earning benefits and dad's got money. So, sorry, you're not entitled to it.
Right.
So then she's stuck there, but she does manage to get her own place. Then she's got to wait 6 weeks before she gets any money.
Mhm.
You know, it's just wrong. The system just creates that problem. You know,
Yeah.
and like I said, it does. It always seems to benefit those that are in it for the wrong reasons.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I hope somebody from my government is actually watching this and goes, you know what, that guy's right, and does something about it.
Yeah. Like I
See,
said, so many of our programs had, as they say, great ambition and had a good heart behind it, but over the years, the system has gotten antiquated, corrupt, and people learn to work around it. People learn how to work through it.
It doesn't move with the times.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't move with the times, and like a lot of things, especially when you have governments involved, uh, it can't be great for everyone.
No,
But those who get hurt the worst get hurt the worst.
the ones that get hurt the worst are the ones in the need.
Yeah, as I said, they get hurt the worst.
Because if they come up today and just said, you know what, we're scrapping carers allowance, bam.
Mhm.
The only people that's going to hurt are those that actually do the caring and those that need the caring.
Yeah.
Right? Those that are cheating the system, just going around making Miss Smith a cup of tea,
Mhm.
right? They're not going to be too fussed.
Mhm.
They'll probably look for another way to get some free cash.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta jump off here. I'll catch y'all later.
All right,
Okay.
Justin. Have a good
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Justin.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday. Come on, go get your nappy changed.
Hitch.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, this. If I could get into politics, I would. Because there'd be a lot of stuff I'd change for the better.
Well, you'd be surprised when you get your foot in the door, David. There is so much that you have to consider. And then you start wondering yourself, if I did that, then I got to worry about this, then I got to worry about that. And it's just like,
Yeah, I get that. But when you see the basics, right, and how easy it is to cheat the system, when our government have our previous government has spent fucking 12 years bullying people, telling people that are, not fit for work, they're fit for work. They're ending up committing suicide and shit like that,
mhm.
right? And then Labour come in, who are supposed to be on the other side of the spectrum, and they tried the same thing, and it didn't go down very well. They've changed their
Mhm.
mind, but you know they're still beating around looking for different ways to attack us. Yeah, because we're the easiest people to attack.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
you know, they could cut waste quite easily by, like I said, making sure every individual's got a set amount. And I don't mean, you know, stupid amount. So if a single person's entitled to £600 a month, then as a couple, you should be entitled to £1,200 a month. Simple as that.
Hmm.
Yeah. But you take into consideration a couple of the things. So you don't need extra rent, you know, and that doesn't affect if me and Laura lived separately or together, the rent's only going to be paid for two landlords if we live separately. We don't
Hmm.
see that money. It just goes straight to the landlord, or should do,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? They save on council tax straight away, right? Because it's silly. As a couple, we have to pay 75% council tax. As a single person, we only have to pay 25%.
That works opposite with me. If I live on my own, I pay 75%. If I had somebody living with me, I pay 100%.
Mm.
Yeah, different council got different rules, but it's still stupid. But
No,
they would
that's the
save
same-
money straight away.
That's the same rule everywhere. My
No, it's
council
not.
tax doesn't get paid by benefits. I have to pay my own.
Oh yeah, but you get entitled to if you live on your own, you're entitled to a single person discount.
Yeah, but it's only 25% off. You
Yeah,
still pay 75%.
it's more here.
Yeah.
In essence, in
Uh,
Basildon, that's for sure.
Well, that's what we're
It's
talking
stupid.
about earlier here, that, you know, when the welfare system first started, it started in individual states, and not every state had it. The federal government didn't get involved until the 1930s. And like I say, every state still has their own little bit of their own rules and guidelines still, but they get the backing for at least 60 to 70% of that money comes down through federal funds. So the states are not overburdened, you know, based upon population size and so forth. You know, that's how the funds get, you know, dispersed because of population side. California being the most populous state, we get a lot of money. But
Just want to
California
stop you a
pays.
minute. I just want to predict the future.
Mhm.
Paul is going to ask, "Can I shut it down?" Or he's going to say, "You guys got this a minute. I'm going to go and catch a ship."
A little of both. I've got to catch a ship, but I also have an appointment. So
Well, we don't want to
I'm
disrupt
gonna
your
I'm
flow.
gonna shut
Paul.
it down, Dre.
Yeah, let's go ahead and shut it down then.
Okay, everybody.
So
Hey,
you
thanks for
take
being here,
care.
Mark. We'll see y'all
Catch
again
you all
later.
this evening.